Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Nigel's Modelling Bench. Thanks for tuning in. So here we are now with part 3, and yes, I have painted the body again. I managed to resurrect the window stickers and put them back on, and then I repainted the body. I've also managed to remove where I had some bleed through, and I found that Tamiya thinners, Tamiya acrylic thinners, this one here, X20A, does a great job on a cotton bud of removing the paint. Now I did try a little bit of xylene, and stupid me, I should have done it on a scrap piece first. You see it damages the plastic, so don't try that. Luckily it's in the rear window, it's a tiny area, it's going to be fairly thickly smoked out anyway, so yeah. Right, so basically now we're ready. We can now paint the windows. Now I said I was going to put the window stickers on first because I feared that I would have areas of clear showing through around the outside of the window stickers. Well, I've had a quick look. I've got the stickers here, and you can see we've got this window, okay, and if we hold the window inside the body like so, we can see, try not to crease anything, we can see that it's quite there. If it would just please move back. I did this off camera and it went lovely. You can see that it fits in there very well, okay, but we may have a clear area around it. But looking at the instructions, we have actually got these trims that go around it. There's trims that go around the bottom, and there's trims that go over the top. So these go over the top here, this one here goes over the top, and these go around the bottom. So I think we're going to be absolutely fine. So rather than risk removing the film and getting any overspray on the outside, I'm going to actually paint the windows now with the smoke, and then we'll come back and get the stickers on. Now, one of the things you have to remember, don't take your light masks off because you don't want your lights to be smoked. And the other thing is there will be glue residue on here from the window masks. I can actually feel some there. So what we need to do is actually get that off with some IPA. Where is my IPA? There it is. Okay, make sure we use IPA, not xylene, and we can just get that on a clean paper towel like so, and just give that a rub, and we can get rid of all that glue residue that's on there. And then we know that the watch out for the bits of paper that come off. We know that the smoke then will actually stick to it very, very well. This is one of the biggest problems with using paper towel, is any edges or anything it catches on, it leaves fluff behind, so it's worth being very careful. Okay, so there we go, that's that done. And if you remember, we've got that scratch on the bottom of the windscreen there. We're going to see how that looks. And then once we've done this, we'll make sure we don't actually touch the window areas. Okay, so there we are. I must be honest, this body for me has been a bit of a disaster, and I think a lot of it is my own doing for being too fussy about things, and using the wrong masking tape, and just generally having the camera on, I think. But there we go. So now we can paint these windows smoke, and then I'll come back. Alright, just quickly, here I go being fussy again. I've noticed the GR Yaris has sort of blacked out side windows and rear. And I want this to look like a road car, so what I've done is masked off these windows here. So I'll spray this with a layer of smoke, okay, spray this around here, and then I'll let that dry, take the masking off, and then spray the whole thing again, so we'll get a sort of blackened out rear windows and a tint in the front. So hopefully it won't show through the white. If it does, well, hey ho, you know, I'll have to spray the whole inside and it'll just blend it all out then. It'll look like a very light grey. I'm being too fussy about this, and I know I'm going to mess it up, but hey, let's try it, and if I mess it up, you know not to do it, don't you? And here we go, looking good, all scratched and everything, but that's just the protective film. But you can see we've got the windows now, they're done, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but you can see, if I put my hand in there, you can see that the windows at the back are darker than the windows at the front. So there we go. I've actually been doing some modelling with this sat next to me on the bench, so that's why it's covered in sanding dust. So what we need to do now is remove these masks that are doing the headlights. So we're going to get in here with a pair of tweezers and just get underneath the mask if we can, being careful not to scratch anything. And this paint has gone very hard. And what we're going to do is remove these masks, and then we can clean up where we've had any paint bleeding. So there we go. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this off camera. And then what we're going to do is remove all this paint bleeding. That little bit there doesn't matter, I don't think, but we'll just give it a go, see if we can remove it anyway. I actually painted this probably about 3 or 4 days ago, so the paint's going to be quite hard, and hopefully it will just scratch off easily because it's hard. You've seen me doing it before and it kind of just smears it all around. So let's see how we get on. So there we go, there's another one off there. There's some paint bleed up there, you can see. And as I've said, I'm being far too fussy with this, trying to get absolute perfection. And you know, it's a bloody radio controlled car. It's going to get, probably the first time it gets driven, it's probably going to get scratched. So there we are. Right, so let's see if we can get in here with a cocktail stick and see if it's going to scratch this paint off. And that's looking like a pretty negative. Okay, so I wonder if I can get in there with a knife and just get under it and lift it. I wonder if it will peel. I think that's also a negative, so I'm going to have to find another way. I'll be back in a minute. Well, what do you know? If you follow me on this channel with my scale modelling, you will know that I absolutely love this product. It's the kind of levelling thinners. I have discovered, by doing some trials, with cotton bud, you can apply this to the Lexan bodywork and it doesn't affect the Luxon, but it actually removes the paint. Now, I know we've got some bleed on a backlight here somewhere, so hopefully I can show you it working. So what I'm going to do is get this masking tape off of here. Remember, I put these 2 little squares on just to stop it going under the tape, because it looked like it had lifted, or under the mask, should I say, because it looked like it had lifted. So I must say, these Tamiya masks are bloody gorgeous. Taking them off after the paint is this dry is quite dodgy. You need to be very careful because you're likely to peel the paint off. So we've got some bleed in there, that's good, so I can show you this this extra thin working. Not extra thin, sorry. This Mr. Colour Levelling Thinners. So we've got a bit of bleed there. So all I do is I get this bottle of thinners and I just get the cotton bud in it. Okay, and then I'm going to dab it on a piece of tissue just to remove the excess so it's not dripping wet. And then we can just rub over that area where that paint is, and lo and behold, the paint disappears. Same down in this corner here, where we've got some bleed into that corner. Just get in there and rub away. I think the cotton bud is actually struggling to get into that corner because it's so sharp. But it will remove it, you watch. It's probably softened now. Or is that on the outside? No, it is on the inside. There we go, it's going. Going. Yeah, there's actually something on the outside as well. There's something white stuck to the outside, but there you go, it's gone. So that's done the trick with that. So there we go. How wonderful is that? And I'll just show you on this top edge here. We can, with this cotton bud, just wipe across here and it will probably remove these little bits that are sticking out that have bled under. And you could probably soften it. No. Let's get a fresh cotton. In fact, I'm going to use this cotton bud. This is a little pointy one. You get these, Tamiya make them. They're really handy little things. They're quite hard, but because they're pointy, they're good for getting into corners and stuff. So that's got the thinners on it. We'll just rub it round in there. And there we go, it's removed it. It's removing it, should I say. And then I'm going to come in with a clean cotton bud with nothing on it and just wipe up the excess. There we go. Look at that. So that is the way to remove the paint that's bled under, is with Mr. Hobby leveling thinners. Here you go, Mr. Colour leveling thinners from Mr. Hobby. You can get small bottles of it. You don't need to buy a great big bottle like that if you're only into your RC stuff. But wow, worth having that. So the next stage of this is going to be removing the clear film from the outside of the body to expose the beautiful gloss paint underneath. Well, not the beautiful gloss paint, the horrible polycarbonate paint underneath through the beautiful clear polycarbonate body. So what I'm going to do is leave this on here for now. And then when we do our next segment, I will be ready to take this off and then we'll fit our stickers. What I don't want to do is take this off now and have it all, oh sorry, let's just take it off now. So you'll see that all these black lines around the edges and everything will disappear. I need to get under the edge and just peel it up. There we go. We've got under there now. And we just peel this off. Come on, there we go. You can see straight away now we've got a lovely shiny white body, which is looking lovely. And then we're going to put our stickers on it, which are part of the kit. They come with the kit and make it all look really super sexy. The only thing I don't like about this is this high gloss roof, whereas in reality it's like a well, it's almost a matte. So I've noticed that Tamiya do a matte polycarbonate varnish, so I may actually buy that and paint the roof with it, but hey, probably not. I mean, I'm making so much fuss about this, it's bloody stupid. So there we go. Right, a couple of little marks in the paint there, which where we had problems, but you know, as I say, it's a radio control car. It's going to get knocked about, it's going to get dented and stuff, maybe even cracked. So get rid of that, and there we go. So really happy with how that's come out. Looks great, doesn't it? Got its tinted windows, got the white bodywork, got the lovely shiny windscreen and everything. Lots and lots of masking. Now we've got lots and lots of stickers. Alright, so here we go then. We've now got to get a lot of stickers and everything on here. Unfortunately, this has got covered in dust because I've been working on this 72nd scale Vulcan and I've been working on nothing else. So that's why, well, you'll be seeing all this together, but I haven't worked on this for over a week. So that's why it's covered in dust. So I'll have to give it a proper good clean, probably a proper good wash before I put any stickers on. So we've got all these stickers here are going to have to go on to here. And we've got the instructions here that tell us how to do it. And up here you've got all the, these are all the main larger ones, front and back and everything you can see there. And then when we come over to the lights, you can see we've got little ones on, we've got double-sided tape. So before these get dusty and dirty, I'm going to put these stickers on these. So we'll get this bag open, like so. We'll get these stickers out. And you need to make sure you're in a fairly dust-free environment. Don't go doing this if you've just been sanding and stuff. You've got dust everywhere, you don't want dust getting under them. But then having said that, again, it is a radio controlled car. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to get scratched, dinged and dented. So there we go. So looking at these lights, I do hate these fold out instructions, as I think I've said a million times. We've got so we've got 50, 51 and 52 going on to that one. So we've got three separate parts in there, and then we've got a separate part down the bottom going in there, 54. So that's 4 stickers just for one light, and I've got all these bits of double-sided tape, and then that is going to go up inside there like that and look lovely. So is that a scratch on there, or is that some dust, or what is that inside? There might be a bit of paint. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Yeah, it is a bit of masking tape, so I'll get rid of that with some Mr. Colour Leveling Thinners, and before I put that in. So we'll get these lights done, so I'll do this one on camera. So we've got the stickers here, so we've got 57, so this is going to be, so we've got this one here for the right, which is this one here. We've got 50, 51 and 52, so we've got 50, 51 and 52. Now the best way to get these off is to take a sharp knife. Again, make sure your fingers are clean and not dusty, and make sure there's no dust all over the parts, otherwise it will show underneath. And we're just going to get under the side of the sticker. It should start to lift. These are die cut. Don't tell me these, you've got to cut these out yourselves. No way. Okay, yeah, I just realised I have been aircon, sorry, in the background. We have actually got to cut these out, so I can't do this on camera because I need to be over it and see what I'm doing, and I can't do that with you guys watching, so I'm going to have to cut these out and then I'll come back to apply them. Right, so cut these 3 out, just to show you how they go on. What I'm going to do is put that one on that edge of the blade there. I'll just be able to put that in that corner and put my thumb on it, probably with a cotton bud, push it down into place. Now remember, like I said, these don't have to be perfect. This isn't a 32nd scale Spitfire we're building. It's an RC car. There's that one, and then finally this one here. It's going to slot into there. And there you are, you can see we've got our lights there, so when we put that in behind, you can see it's looking quite effective. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll come along and we'll take, so we've got 53 as well, 53, oh, and 54, so there's actually 5 decals. So I'll try and cut this out on camera. The trouble is I'm in my own light, in my own shadow, if you know what I mean. If you notice, rather than try and make the knife go around, if you move the paper so you're always cutting in the same sort of plane, it makes life a lot easier for you. So I'm actually pushing the paper around the knife rather than pulling the knife around the paper. Come along here. Remembering it doesn't need to be perfect. I always thought the Tamiya RC cars, the decals were always cut out, but obviously not. Okay, so lift it up with a blade. And this one being 53, this one's going on the inside, so this one's going to go into there. A pair of tweezers. There we go. Being Tamiya, it will fit perfectly. So if it doesn't go right first time, come away and start again. Because as I say, Tamiya stickers are generally, just like their masks, they're pretty perfect. Again, push it all down with a cotton bud, make sure it's gone down in all the corners. No bubbles, no nothing under it. And then we get this one. Do the same again, stick it to the knife. And we can get it in there. Get the tweezers, pull it about a bit. just like that. And I lift this end up now, because if you push it down you're going to get a wrinkle there, so you can push that bottom bit in just like so, and then lift this one up. Just get that one in, there we go. So that one has gone in there. It's got to sort of do an undercut there, so it's wrinkled. So what I'll do is take it off again. Don't be scared to lift it up. And I'm going to pull that down. And let it go under there so it's not wrinkling up. That is very difficult to get in under there because it's got quite an undercut on it. There we are. So that's that one in there. Okay, and there you can see the finished light in there. And then we've also got framing to go around the outside as well, so it's going to look quite nice when all said and done. So I'll get the other lights done, and then I'll probably pop back now and again and show you bits as we go forward. Okay, so fast forward here about 3 or 4 hours. This has taken absolutely forever, and all the stickers are on. They are a complete and utter nightmare. You can see you've got like joins along edges along here that don't quite match up, and that's my fault. It won't be Tamiya's fault, because it's Tamiya, it will be right. I may actually move that light up to get rid of that line. But yeah, there's little bands around all of here, like tiny little 1mm wide bands. This is 1, 2, 3 pieces here. This is 3 separate pieces. They've got a little tiny band around the bottom of the lights you can see here. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But we got there in the end. So if you remember in the instructions, we had to cut out the mirrors out of our scrap sheet, and then it's telling us to put some black double-sided tape on the back and then stick them in. So I've done that. So I shall peel off the paper backing like so, and then stick this in the correct mirror housing, which I'm assuming it's going to be that one. No, it's that one. I'm just going to push that in, sort of force it in nice and tight, and then the double-sided tape should hold it in. There we go. That's not going anywhere. And then the same with this one. Push that in and then force it in on that end, and it'll go in. There we go, it's gone in. So again, we can get a cotton bud, push that in. There we go. Those mirrors are absolutely perfectly sized, so you do need to sand the edges and stuff and get them to fit, but it does all go in the end. Right, so then we've got to fit these mirrors to the body. So we've got these little O-rings here which go over, and then what we do is put the thing through, put the O-ring on, and then put the clip on. So this is obviously this side, so we put it through, put the O-ring on, like so. I can't even see where the hole is. Where is the hole? The hole is fore and aft. So if I have the mirror sideways like that. Where is the hole? There it is. So push that through there, that way, and then that will sit like that, and they can take a knock then. You see, that's the reason for the O-ring. So push this one in here, put the O-ring on, and then push the clip in when I can find the hole. There we go, that was easier. That was tight. Right, so there we go. So that's the mirrors on. So as you can see now, we've actually got what's looking like a GR Yaris. I've just got the GR4 badge to put on the back yet. Now the lights, we've got this double-sided tape. The instructions tell us to cut out these bands, and this is the clear double-sided tape. So basically what we do is now, I'll use a knife because I have no fingernails, just remove the backing, remove the paper, and then go away, and then we just stick this in. So just drop that. I guess we only get one go at this. There we go. You can't really see much through there anyway. And then we'll do a front one. Just get the backing off, and then just pop it in. As I say, I guess you only get one go at this. Wow, this is awkward. It's actually easier to do from the back than it is from the front. So there we go. So you can see we've got a realistic looking headlight then. So I'll get the others done and then I'll be back. And there we go, guys, that's it, all done. That's the lights in, all the stickers on, the mirrors on. They tell you to put these number plates onto a piece of scrap plastic and then put it on a number plate. I've just put it on as a sticker. I don't see the point in faffing around. I haven't got it quite straight, so I'll have to take off and do it again, or just leave it. So basically there we go, that is the body done. That is our GR Yaris. So what I can do now is get on and build the chassis, and that's the beauty of it, because the chassis is quite a quick job. Screw it all together, I'll film all that for you, and then once the chassis is done, put the body on, whereas normally you would get the chassis done and then go through all this hassle and fuss, and it has been a hell of a lot of hassle and fuss, I can assure you, compared to a normal RC car. I mean, all these stickers, it's like 70 odd stickers, and as I say, that none of them are die cut. You've got to cut them all out. I ended up cutting them out with scissors. I found that a lot easier, because I found that cutting them out on the bench, I was always in my own shadow. So, but basically it's not bad. It looks okay from a distance, which is the idea. It's supposed to look good from a distance. So there we go. So that's it, all done. I'll see you next for the chassis build, and then we'll get it all finished and do some driving shots.